Mamta Modern Senior Secondary School, H Block, Vikaspuri. Our integration project of physics on physics behind monuments of Delhi and Sikkim, presented by the students of Class 12 Science under the mentorship of our physics teacher, Mr. Manoj Singh. Physics, science that deals with the structure of matter and the interactions between the fundamental constituents of the observable universe. It is the broadcast sense physics concerned with all aspects of nature on both the macroscopic and submicroscopic levels. What is physics? Physics is the basic physical science. Until rather recent times, physics and natural philosophy were used interchangeably for the science whose aim is the discovery and formulation of the fundamental laws of nature. The roles of physics in our modern society. Physics touches every aspect of our lives. It involves the study of matter, energy, and their interactions. As such, it is one area of science that cuts across all other subjects. Other sciences are reliant on the concepts and techniques developed through physics. The opportunities for physics in the future. The huge technological developments of the last century have, of course, come with a price tag. In particular, our use of Earth's finite resources, triggered by the unsustainable demands by world's increasing population, has established managing these resources without depleting them for good. A concept known as sustainable development is one of the urgent challenges we face today. Physics will play a crucial role in attaining these goals. Taking clean water as an example, membranes that are made from carbon nanotubes rolled up 2D sheets of graphite can be used to block passages of bacteria, virus, heavy metals, and other pollutants. Jantar Mantar. Jantar Mantar is a famous monument located in the heart of New Delhi. It is a good place, particularly for children, to understand our ancient techniques to get the idea of the time and the planets, when the watches and the other scientific equipments were not available. Who built it? Jantar Mantar was built by Maharaja Sawai Jai Singh II in 1724. He was a noble in Mughal court and a keen astronomer. In order to have accurate measurements of time and space, he built 5 observations which spread across Ujjain, Varanasi, Mathura, Jaipur, and New Delhi. Consists of a pair of cylindrical structures, each with a pillar at the center. The pillar and walls are equal heights and is also equal to the radius of the structure. In open sky, and this yantra is used for measuring the altitude of stars. This yantra was constructed at the Jaipur and Delhi observatories only. Samrat Yantra. This is a huge sundial used for calculating and keeping track of time. The rays of the sun makes a shadow from which time is noted. A similar construction can be seen at the Sun Temple in Konark. There, the wheels of the temple serve as multiple time glasses. Putting a finger at the center casts a shadow on the wheel which can tell time accurate upon milliseconds. Jai Prakash and Mishra Yantra. Jai Prakash. These are 2 concave hemispherical structures used to find out the position of sun and other heavenly bodies. Mishra Yantra. It is a mixed instrument. This instrument is used to depict the time of noon of various cities across the globe and Delhi's local time. One of the most famous tourist spots in Sikkim, the Singshore Bridge. As a piece of engineering, this bridge is extremely impressive and it is well worth a visit. It connects 2 villages in Sikkim. The views from the bridge are breathtaking. Physics behind it. Compression. A force that acts to push together on an object that compress or shorten it. Typically, the top chords of the bridge will be in compression. Different truss designs spread out the forces so that various internal parts will be in compression as well. Tension, a force that acts to pull on the opposite sense of an object that expands or lengthens the thing it is acting on. Suspension bridge. A suspension bridge is one where cables, ropes, or chains are strung across the river, or whatever the obstacle is, and the deck is suspended from these cables. Modern suspension bridges have two tall towers which the cables are strung from. The towers support the majority of the roadway's weight. Compression and tension. The force of compression pushes down on the bridge's deck, but because it is a suspended roadway, the cables transfer the compression to the towers, which dissipates the compression directly into the earth. Tension. The supporting cables running between the two anchorages are literally stretched from the weight of the bridge as they run from anchorage to anchorage. The anchorages are also under tension, but since they are held firmly to the earth, the tension they experience is dissipated. Suspension bridges are strong due to their steel and geometry. Tension is mainly acting upon the bridge, and the force pulling it apart is greater than the force compressing it. When under tension, steel is a very strong material that can sustain the tension, so steel cables are a typical choice for bridge construction. The bridge is supported by towers which is under compression that are made of steel and sit on a giant concrete piers.
Comparison between Delhi and Sikkim. Contents: electricity consumption in Sikkim, electricity consumption in Delhi, day length in Delhi, day length in Sikkim. Electricity consumption in Sikkim. Foundation of power sector in Sikkim was laid on 27 May 1927 with the commissioning of first micro-hydro project at Ranikhola near Gangtok with its installed capacity of 50 kW. Sikkim consumption of electricity per capita was at level of 687 kWh in 2016, up from 685 kWh previous year. This is a change of 0.24%. During this era, activities under power sector in Sikkim were not at all significant. Till the year 1954, operation and maintenance of power supply system were managed by the help of foreman and an electrician, under the supervision of Sikkim Public Works Department. In the year 1957, keeping in view of growing demand for electricity and as a standby measure, a diesel powerhouse was established and commissioned at Gangtok with a capacity of 257 kW. The then Prime Minister of India, late Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, inaugurated it on October 1, 1958. The Energy and Power Department of Sikkim is engaged in the generation of electricity, its transmission to various load centers, and finally distribution to the consumers of all categories. As a whole, the department is responsible for the development of power projects in the state in order to meet the ever-growing requirement and raise revenue from there. Now, with the liberalized power policy, Sikkim is poised to gain in a big way. Electricity consumption in Delhi. On an average, an electrified household in Delhi consumed about 260 kWh of electricity monthly in 2016-17. That were up from 155 kWh in 2000, which is almost 3 times the national figure of 90 kWh. Overall, electricity demand during the severe lockdown dropped substantially compared to the corresponding time in the previous years and the pre-pandemic times. But it also bounced back substantially with the partial reopening and higher heat stress during the unlockdown phases. On the eve of Janata curfew, the average electricity demand dropped by 23% compared to the previous day, 21st March, or by 18% if compared with the previous Sunday, which is also a holiday. During the lockdown phases, the lowest demand was recorded on 29 March, just before the onset of high summer. It rose to 4000 MV by the end of May, the high summer. Thus, the demand more than doubled within the lockdown period and with small reopening of the economy in the later part. It is also notable that the overall reduction was not that dramatic, even though there was mass exodus of migrant workers and their families from the city that started during Lockdown 2.0 and continued through Lockdown 3.0 and Lockdown 4.0. It has been reported that about 7 to 8 lakh migrants had left the city. That implies less active households in Delhi in that time frame. Despite this, city's overall demand for electricity increased substantially. Migrants are small users of electricity. Day length in Delhi. Day length in Sikkim.
Sikkim. Sikkim is a state in northern eastern India. It borders Tibet in the north and northeastern, Bhutan in the east, Nepal in the west, and West Bengal in the south. Sikkim is also close to India's Siliguri corridor near Bangladesh. It is the least populous and second smallest among the Indian states. A part of the eastern Himalayas, Sikkim is notable for its biodiversity, including alpine and the subtropical climate. Delhi. Delhi, officially known as the National Capital Territory of Delhi (NCT), is a city and union territory of India containing New Delhi, the capital of India. It is bordered by the state of Haryana on three sides and by Uttar Pradesh to the east. Delhi ranks 5th among the Indian state and union territories in Human Development Index. Delhi has the second highest GDP per capita in India. Longitude and latitude. Delhi. The latitude of New Delhi, India is 28.644800 and the longitude is 77.216721. And Sikkim, the latitude and longitude coordinates are 27.338936 and 88.606506 respectively. Soil. Delhi. The Delhi Rights, which is the northernmost extension of Aravalli Mountains, consists of quarterized rock and extend from southern part of the territory to western bank of Yamuna. Sikkim. The hills of Sikkim mainly consists of gneiss and the sticks which weathers to produce generally poor and shallow brown clay soils. The soil is coarse with large concentration of iron oxide. It ranges from neutral to acidic and is lacking in organic and mineral nutrients. Climate. Delhi. The climate of Delhi is an overlap between monsoon-influenced humid, subtropical and semi-arid, with high variation between summer and winter temperatures and precipitation. Average rainfall is about 797.3 mm of rain. Extreme temperature have ranged from -2.2 degrees Celsius to 48.4 Celsius. Sikkim. Sikkim climate ranges from subtropical in the south to tundra in the north. Most of the inhabited regions of Sikkim experience a temperate climate with temperatures seldom exceeding 28 degrees Celsius in summer. The average annual temperature for most of Sikkim is around 80 degrees Celsius. Population Delhi. Delhi population is in 2020 is 30.2 million, 3 crore in the national capital region and is located in the northern part. Sikkim. Sikkim is one of the smallest states in India, both in terms of population and area. The present population of Sikkim stands at 6.72 lakh as compared to the last year figure of 6.65 lakh in 2019.
What is AQI? The Air Quality Index is an index for reporting air quality on a daily basis. It is a measure of how air pollution affects one's health within a short time period. The purpose of the AQI is to help people know how the local air quality impacts their health. How AQI is calculated. Different countries use different point scales to report air quality. Every day, monitors record concentration of the major pollutants. These raw measurements are converted into a separate AQI value for each pollutant using standard formula developed by EPA. Categories along with the table. Some objectives of AQI: comparing air quality conditions at different locations or cities. It also helps in identifying faulty standards and inadequate monitoring programs. Also, who is most at risk from air pollution? People with lung diseases such as asthma, children including teenagers. Some healthy people are more sensitive to ozone. Comparing Delhi and Sikkim on the basis of AQI. Looking at Delhi along with a pie chart. Particulate matter levels in Delhi. Air quality, air pollution is represented by the annual concentration of particulate matter. Causes of poor air quality in Delhi. Lack of active monitoring and reaction over population. Lack of political priority. Heavy metal-rich firecrackers. Agricultural stubble burning also affects Delhi air quality when crops are being harvested. Motor vehicle emissions are one of the causes of poor air quality also. Talking about Sikkim, to prevent, control and abate air pollution in the country, the Government of India enacted central legislation called the Air Act 1981. Every polluting industry must obtain a consent from the State Pollution Control Board for the discharge of air pollutants in any form through chimney. Let's look after the death rate in Sikkim along with the graph. Air pollution is a global public health emergency. Currently, 6,10,577 people in Sikkim are breathing toxic air that does not meet WHO's clean air guidelines. The district with the worst air pollution in Sikkim is East Sikkim.